Hey y'all, just thought I'd share a little something. Just to talk. Today was a day where I thought I was going to go to see my nurse practitioner oncologist and get some lab work done and get a shot of white blood cells, which is what I'm doing now. This is Tuesday of week 2. So that is technically called day 7, because the first week was day 1 through 5. Second week is days 6 through 10. Ooh, there went a Mississippi kite. They're very special birds. Anyway, so I had chemo on day 1, 2, and 3, and then after that, I get a white blood cell shot to try to boost and keep up my immunity. So anyway, I reminded Craig this morning that he said, you know, you just never know what a day is going to bring. And it is so true. It's part of the kind of low-level anxiety, if you want to call it low level. And so we were on the way there, and I was kind of wondering, you know, well, what's this day going to bring? And anyway, I ended up staying there almost the whole day. No, it didn't. It wasn't really. I think I got home at 2:30. The appointment was at around 10:30. So, because my potassium was low, and it takes 2 hours to drip potassium into your veins. So it's that kind of thing that just sort of, you know. So anyway, we go to the doctor and we talk about how all these different meds are affecting different things and how to keep all my processes running as normally as possible. And then you've got on the other side the pharmacy, who needs to be really on top of things, and the insurance company, who is going to be cooperating with the pharmacy and with the doctor's prescriptions. So all of that is just, you know, Craig deals primarily, he's the one who deals with that side of things, although I'm quite involved too. And so all of that can create this storm of uncertainty. And, you know, uncertainty to a level of not just, well, how am I going to feel? But that's pretty big. I mean, am I going to be in pain? Am I going to feel nauseated? You know, and for how long? These are big things. But then there's, and am I going to end up hospitalized? These are dang hard things. But I was thinking about it with the Lord, and he's so good. He is just being so kind to help me a lot of the time to, like when I'm kind of musing over those things or whatever and beginning, you know, noticing that I'm anxious, he's helping me to, like, you know, if just close my eyes and usually I have to close my eyes, I think. If I'm in public, it's going to be weird. I mean, sometimes I do in public, but if I can't, I do something to help me focus. But usually, anyway, I can, and especially talking out loud helps, and saying it, you know, like, Lord, I need you. I need you so desperately. And you're all I want. So I know I woke up this morning saying that kind of thing to God. And saying it out loud, you know, Lord, you are everything. You are the living God. Wow. And you have chosen to abide with me. Wow. Lord, that's all I want. You know that. And so anyway, but this afternoon, I was telling God, what are we to do? How can we live in this? I think Craig might be getting home. Did you hear the dogs? They're going to get loud. But anyway, Craig went to pick up a prescription. He's so good. There must be books written on caretakers. There must be already. And there must be more written. So anyway, like, Lord, how do we do this day to day, moment to moment thing? And there was something we talked about before. My friend sent me this note in the mail. Gosh. Pause. It was another friend sent a card in the mail yesterday, and it was about God's sovereign love and care, and how much that can decrease your anxiety. You know, just knowing He is the vine dresser, back to the abiding thing. He is the farmer, and I'm just a little branch that He loves, that He wants to tend and make sure it's got all the nurture it needs. And, ooh, ow. That was pruning. And He's doing some pruning now, I'm sure. But how kind God is to remind us in so many places in Scripture that He is the one that is doing the big, heavy lifting. And then a friend wrote in a card that I received today, she said, Jamie, I think so much about you, and when I think about you and pray for you, I think about fear, and how much I don't want you to be, you know, to have that thief take anything from you. And I really appreciated her words. I appreciated so much her kindness, that she's thinking of me and praying for me, and that, sorry, I'm trying to find a comfortable spot in this chair. But that she was, you know, discerning, and that that God has her praying about the right stuff. So, and she gave me Psalm, or is it Isaiah 26, where it says, Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee. I know so many of us love that psalm or that verse because how we want to be fixed on him, don't we? That's the thing is, yeah, but how can I be in the midst of all this stuff? For me, it's, you know, it's my body and things like that. But for you, it's just the same kind of things, just little or big, constant things or irritants or threats. It's all the same. We live in on the same planet, and Jesus knows it because he walked on this planet. Oh, such a comfort that he sympathizes. He sympathizes with us, and he knows how to pray to the Father with perfect love and perfect belovedness, like a confidence in the belovedness. But he also was tempted not to believe in his belovedness. If it says he was tempted in every way, it's quite comforting to think that he was tempted by that also. Like, does God really, does the Father really have everything pertaining to me in his hand? Is he tending to it? So I just was thinking about that today, and thinking about that when I wasn't in scleroderma or cancer, we got home from, you know, at 2:30, 3 o'clock from the appointment, and I was so exhausted. And I lay on the bed and I thought, you know, not only am I physically tired, but I could be anxious. And I thought, okay, if I had come home exhausted from work before, isn't that kind of how it would have been? Like taking off my shoes and kind of wanting to worry about my appointments. Like, oh, you know, was so-and-so really, did they really get what they needed in our session? You know, and did I do what I was supposed to in the office? Or I don't know, I'm trying to make up a conglomeration of things, you know, and was so-and-so offended that I used their heater? Whatever, all these things, social things. And I thought, you know, I could just as easily be wrapped up in anxiety before that. And so I want to practice now learning to lie back and tell God how much he means to me, and feel his love say, I know. Do you know how happy that makes me? And I'm with you in this. And so one last little story. Craig's probably going to walk in yelling, hey, I got you, or something. But, okay, what was it? So, I know. So I asked, for some reason, the song got in my head, and so I asked, I'll just say Google, but it's the little hey one, you know? I can't say it, or it'll listen to me. I told it to play this song, and it was Good Day Sunshine by the Beatles. And it started playing it, and it was so happy. And then it started playing some other songs, so we're so happy, just like it. I always forget that it can play music for me. And anyway, there were happy songs, and that's when I was reading the note from my friend that came in the mail. And so I had her note, and I was in the kitchen. We have this big window in the kitchen that goes to the floor, and we have a little stool by it. And so I went and I sat on the stool, and it seemed like there was a question I was pondering. I wonder if my friend asked it. What would keep you from fear or something? I don't know. Can't remember. But I sat there and I looked out the window, and I was asking myself something like that. And there was, I looked up, well, there's all this beauty, you know. It's kind of the area where I was outside one time after I'd seen Dr. Mays. And, but you were seeing behind me, and what I was seeing looking out the window was in front of me. Anyway, you may have seen some of it. And I was just loving it, and I was like, this is all so beautiful. And I looked up and I thought about, and I saw the pink mimosas. Do y'all have those where you live, the mimosa trees? Our grandparents had them, and so they're very nostalgic. And some people, when we moved into the house, asked, do or don't you want to take down the mimosas? And I was like, what? No, because I think they drop seeds and grow pretty easily. But so what? Isn't that fantastic? So, so I was looking up, and I remembered Mila, my granddaughter, sitting on my lap there and going, aren't they beautiful? And I was thinking those happy things. And then I looked down, and further down, the mimosa leaves, they're fronds. They're fronds. And so they're like, you know, a palm of these. You have to look them up. They're these beautiful frondy things. And so there were two branches. I am sorry about my hands, y'all. Let them be stage whatever's props. But they were blowing in the wind. There were two of them, and they were clapping on time to Good Day Sunshine. It was so fantastic. And they were just clapping. And I can't remember the question. It was something like, how can you see me loving you? Or how do you know I'm there? How will you not fear? And those were an answer to me of resting in the kindness of God and learning not to fear with whatever each day brings. And Craig and I are learning to live more and more and more and more and more. And I'm sure it'll wax and wane, but right now we're really learning to live in the present moment. You know, the every moment holy kind of idea. It's like that's where the moment loses fear, is when you get into the moment. You find its holiness, meaning its sacredness, and it's got this space to it that doesn't have a space for fear. And so all of life needs this, and I know it's weird. It's easier to practice when you're under the fire, you know, but, or the fire, whatever. But gosh, we all live in the fire. It's just sort of this low level one sometimes. And we just, and then when it gets more hot, you just can't handle it. And so you really practice what is going to help you survive. And as it turns out, you start finding these beautiful, beautiful spaces of holiness and love and beauty and safety, where all will be well. I love you guys so much, and I'm realizing that many of you don't, live in my normal flow of life, basically our church or our family. That's where the front lines get the immediate change of little things going on. So it's not working out great for Craig to give the details. I'll see if I can find someone else. It's not working that great for me either. But I really want all of you to know, at least weekly, but even more than that, the little changes that happen. So, yeah. Thank you so much for being with us and walking with us. And just that y'all are all on your own journey, and that you're willing to be on your journey with me and mine. And so for now, the way I share is I post on YouTube. And so if you subscribe, you can, if you're on YouTube a lot, it'll give you notifications that I have posted. Also, I post on Caring Bridge, and the written things we do will only be on Caring Bridge. So you can find me on Caring Bridge, in Jamie's Corner, it's called. And what else? I think that's it. And I've noticed that on certain platforms for me, all my videos don't come up unless you click on videos when you go to my page. I think it might be on home. Home is highlighted, but if you click over on videos, it'll bring up more of my past videos if you'd like to see those too, if you want to hang out some more. And I do try to read comments. It's not always immediate, but I eventually do. And feel free to comment on one another's things, because it's a community and we all love each other. Okay? God bless you all. I love you.